Well, hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Calling here. Just sitting outside, actually sitting by the campfire here, and relaxing. And I thought I'd share with you guys a new whiskey, a new distillery that I checked out just this last weekend in Victoria, BC. Macaloney's, as you can see here. It was a really excellent tour. Kier took us out on this great tour. Kind of showed us how they made everything there. It was really interesting. And, we kind of left with 3 bottles because everything we tried was delicious. So, and I thought I'll share all 3 with you over time here. But the one today I'm looking at is this here. It comes in this box. And it's got a ton of information on this box. Just kind of reading through it. A ton of stuff to look at. It's called Kildara. It's a Canadian island triple distilled pot still whiskey. It's 46%, it's carefully crafted in bourbon, Oloroso, Pedro Ximenez, and virgin casks. So I think what they do, they're kind of explaining is they'll kind of blend the casks. So they'll kind of come up with a recipe such as this, a mash bill, and kind of blend it. Out of the cask. So I got to say, we tried this. Went on the tour with my wife and my sister and her husband, and it was a ton of fun. And we kind of came back actually the next night. We dipped into this bottle, and all of us really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna let you know the tasting notes of this as we go. But yeah, really interesting backstory. Their founder, I believe, is from Scotland originally, and kind of worked his way to Canada and opened his own distillery. So it's really, really interesting story. Tons of information. I could read everything on the box here, but it would take quite a while. But yeah, I really encourage you, if you're ever in the BC area, check out the distillery. And if you ever get your hands on any of this stuff, really seems like very high quality. They really care about what they're doing. And right away, as soon as we started tasting it, really, really enjoyed it. So, anyways, here's a little bit better look at the bottle. Nice dark color. The other thing about this, it says here as well, is it's non-chill filtered and it's no color added. So, quite a nice dark, rich color. And it was interesting. Kier on the tour was telling us about a bit of a unique aging process that they've developed. Sounds really interesting. They seem to be able to. So if you ever have a chance to go and kind of hear that story, I don't want to just give it all away here or start telling everybody on video, but really interesting place to check out. Anyways, I'm gonna pour a dram here and let you guys know what this tastes like. So as you can see here, nice dark color. I hope you guys are enjoying a dram yourself tonight, tasting something maybe similar, or if you ever had Macaloney's or have one at home, please crack it open and enjoy it with me. See what it smells like first. Before I get going, there was a ton of tasting notes, smelling notes on the box. Really interesting to read it all. And I remember tasting it first, then reading it later. I kind of like to do it that way. I don't want to I kind of like to be surprised at the first tasting. So yeah, I haven't read them again too recently in the last day or two. So it'll be interesting to see what I pick up on both the nose and the palate. Now, right away in the palate, I'm getting kind of a cherry red wine. Maybe a little bit of almost chocolate covered cherries. Bit of raisin. A lot of raisin actually at this moment, in a really good way. Maybe a touch of cinnamon sprinkled on there. maybe a bit of a almost kind of sugared plum sauce, maybe. And also definitely some oak, some charcoal, touch of cigar, tobacco. Really nice and complex. I mean, when we were trying this, when we went back home, it was the amount of interesting layers to this is really, really intriguing to me. To all of us, it was actually. Yeah, wonderful. You know, it's just very, very savory, almost a little bit of saltiness to it. Like when I say salty, you know, maybe a little bit of sea salt kind of thing going on. Maybe like a beef jerky almost. Okay, folks. Cheers. Let's see what it tastes like. Almost maybe some maraschino cherry. Again, kind of tobacco. Maybe a little bit of oaky leather. Some spice too, you know, this is 46%. But also, yes, some of the spice from the barrel. Really, yeah, you know, kind of cherry, tobacco, cigar. You know, it's sort of got a nice kind of drying, you know, it dries the mouth in a really good way. Nice long finish. Yeah, that leathery quality comes back. It's a nice experience sitting outside. The fire's going here, so I'm getting some smoke blowing through, which is nice. So that, you know, may be affecting the palate a little bit, but just, yeah, really, really nice. Dark, oaky. The texture is fairly sort in the middle somewhere, if not a little bit thicker. It's certainly not thin at all. And I prefer a whiskey that's not so thin, and this definitely fits the bill on that front. It's got, you know, it coats the mouth fairly nicely. Yeah, just very rich, textured. The whole journey of the sip has got a really nice up and down, and you're kind of working through a lot of different tasting notes, a lot of different smelling notes. They're all pleasant, and there's a lot of them to get through. So, which makes sense that they've got so many, you know, tasting notes here on the bottle. You know, it's fun here. Maybe I'll read a couple off here for you. So they say the result is a full-bodied, triple distilled, single pot still island whiskey with pronounced Oloroso and PX notes, including dry fruit cake, vanilla cream laced with cinnamon, demerara sugar, and old season leather notes. Abundant tropical fruits include candied orange, dried apricot, figs, ripe blackberries, blackcurrant jam, dried raisins, and roasted nuts. The complexity continues with barley, malt, and dried hay, butterscotch, milk chocolate, light tobacco, and ocean breeze. The palate is velvety soft, resplendent with full-bodied sherry and tropical fruit. Oatmeal develops to oak spices, coffee, dark chocolate, orange, nectarines, stewed plums, black currant, red currant, and sultanas coming together as sweet dark fruit cake and honey. Yeah, it says the finish presents dried fruit with a hint of salt and dulce, lingering oak and more sherry, ending with hazelnut and almond raspberry pie with a drizzle of dark chocolate. Enjoy. Yeah, so like a lot of different notes in there. You don't see that many. And you know what? Sometimes you might read something like that. Oh, how could that be? Or you just sort of come up with everything you can think of. But this is very. I can see how they came up with all of those, because this is very complex in a very good way. It's really got a bit of everything. Very enjoyable, very mellow, easy sipping, complex, dynamic. It's got it all going on. Really enjoyed this one. I'm really gonna have fun reviewing the other two as well, or tasting the other two to see what I think. I'll throw those out on a couple other videos. But in the meantime, check out these guys' website, or if you're in Victoria, go check them out and say hi, and yeah, I can recommend them more. So have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you again soon, everybody.